What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Vibe Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Vibe is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. Welcome to Big Vibe Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Vibe Opinion platform.
Lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forward for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Vibe Opinion back with another live video. And man, today we're going to be going over more audio from R.Kelly himself. So with that being said, everybody, when you come in, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't already, sub to the channel. Sub to the channel, man. Let's go. What it do?
Oh, what's going on, Big Vibe? What's going on, everybody in the chat? How y'all feeling this Sunday or Saturday? I'm sorry,
Saturday. Oh, right. Players mess up.
Afternoon.
Players
Man,
mess up. Happy Saturday.
man, happy Saturday. I definitely wanted to tap in because I've been a little bit MIA. I've been out here on with my family, my mom and my son on vacation out here in Vegas. We having breakfast right now. I think we 2 hours. Yeah, we 2 hours ahead. So I don't want to think. I don't want nobody to think that I was being distant or anything like that, man. It's always all love and everything like that. I just wanted to tap in one time and let everybody know, man, it's still 100 with me. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
we out here in Vegas.
You good. You always good, man. One thing about real recognize real. You understand, man. You on vacation, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, bro. I appreciate you, brother. Man, what's the topic, man? I just got the link. I just wanted to make sure I tapped in.
We doing this a part 2 of the R. Kelly speak. We did part 1 the other night when we talked about him speaking on his medical negligence and misconduct, from the MCC. In part 2, we gonna just listen to him speak more about this BOP officer and her actions, and things like that. Just him talking to Andre. Like I said, that guy Andre did a wonderful job, especially with formatting his questions, you know, and making Kels feel comfortable, you know, answering those questions.
Absolutely, bro. I got a chance to listen to all of that. It took me a couple days to really listen to it. And when I say that, that actually touched my heart. You know, I was teary eyed listening to a lot of that audio. So shout out to that brother Andre Taylor. You know what I'm saying, for even putting that out and having the the due diligence that the culture vulture Vlad didn't have to play the audio in its totality, so we can hear our brothers speak his piece uninterrupted. You know what I'm saying, man? That was a blessing, right in itself. And to hear I've been incarcerated before, so I understand, the uh, different things that you go through, you know what I'm saying, in that experience. And to
Right,
hear that in real time and understand that this is a celebrity, you know what I'm saying, one of our own, somebody that has contributed so much to our culture to have to endure that under so many erroneous charges. Um, Rico racketeering, like they treating this man like he a mob boss and he got to endure this type of treatment is unprecedented. You know what I'm saying? That being in itself is more than the reason to keep the fire lit and the conversations going. So I appreciate brothers like yourself and everybody that joins on the panel and across the YouTube community to keeping the light shine on on this situation where a lot of people are scared to touch it. So salute to you, my brother.
yeah, we gonna keep it going because, like I say, I know it's R.Kelly today, but shit, it can be anybody that we know tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And imagine that, it's one thing to have to go through what he's going through, but it's a whole nother thing when you innocent and having to go through this shit. You know, when you innocent and feel like your life is at danger. You know what I'm saying? When you, like you say, what is all of this BOP officer, all this shit? What does it do if I lose my life in here because
Exactly.
of the fucking because of the staff members choosing to be negligent? You know what I'm saying?
That right there, man. When I heard him say that, man, it was just like I started thinking about all the other legends that we lost, that lost their life, and people were not paying attention to the signs and the symbols to the conscious mind that they were trying to give to people. Like when you think about Michael Jackson, when you think about Prince, when you think about Sam Cooke, when you think about the contributions that Sam Cooke gave to black culture behind the scenes, funding black movements, you know what I'm saying, in America, you know, uh, and you know, this man just trying to get the rights to what he worked so hard for his whole 30-year career, and the majority of black people not paying attention, and then they don't pay attention until it's too late, and then everybody want to be in the uproar, and then they want to talk about all these different conspiracy theories when we got somebody
Right,
going through what they talked about right here now, present day, regardless of what you think about them. The charges got to match the allegations, and if it don't, then we all are at jeopardy as American citizens. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that is something that should be explored, something that should be taken seriously.
No,
And
it's the simple fact that it's too serious is the reason why they not taking it serious. You get what I'm saying? You know,
absolutely,
everything. You know, everybody want to make shit a joke. You know, but this crazy. Here it is. Here it is. You go back to the Gayle King interview, man. This man to be free, and hear him say, "I'm fighting for my fucking life. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids."
man. And
So
that's the
when
most.
you free, if you are that frustrated as a free man, and you feel that way as a free man, imagine that shit. Your anxiety only heightens when they put you in a cage. They lock
That
you up now. If you feel like they want you, if you feel like you was fighting for your life as a free man, now they to put you in jail. Imagine your anxiety now. You don't know if you want to eat this food. You don't know if you want to take this medicine. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch your back. You don't know.
that's crazy, man.
To hear this man talk about the medical shit that he has been diagnosed with since being inside of prison is even far more crazy, bro. Tuberculosis, diabetes, COVID 3 times, surgery on his Achilles, you know, blood clots. Like, god damn. How
Man,
much can one person bear?
man, that brother strong, man. Like I ain't seen this level of strength being exhibited in a long time in one person, man, through all that he has encountered. And like you said, being falsely accused, you know, uh, and when we say falsely accused, I mean they've been running with a certain narrative about this man for so long, but the charges that he's been convicted of erroneously don't even support that narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So, you know, y'all saying that this man a pedophile and all this here, but y'all got him locked up under some mob boss type charges. Like, how where they
right,
do that at? You know what I'm saying? And he going through all this, then acquired all these different health issues. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. He acquired all these different health issues, and um, prior to that, he was healthy as an ox at 50 something years old. You know what I'm saying? The
hooping,
man was hooping, you know, very, very young
touring.
and vibrant, touring. You know what I'm saying? Now he got diabetes, he got tuberculosis, he got all these different health issues that he wasn't even experiencing. So that in itself is raises huge concern. It should raise huge concern in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this man ain't been sentenced to death.
Right,
Even if
10 years blunt.
even if you feel like the man was guilty or something, it wasn't the equivalent of a death sentence or anything
Right,
anything that resembles a death sentence. It should be, you know, time considered served in most jurisdictions across the country. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, man. And I just hope our people just understand that it could be Robert Kelly today and your brother, your uncle, your father tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Your son.
to
You
your
know what I'm saying?
son. No one is subjective from this type of treatment. And people, you know, a lot of times you hear people gloat about how much better the feds is versus the state. But when you go to prison, your treatment is based off whether these COs like you or not.
Exactly.
You still, if these COs don't care for you, you gonna have a hard time in prison.
Yeah, the COs, you know, they one thing about it, like when I was incarcerated, my mama and my grandmother came down to see me in Southern Illinois, and they told me like you know, my grandmother and them from the South, you know what I'm saying? And when they came through, you know what I'm saying, they said at these same penitentiaries, it was one across the street from another. These same penitentiaries were slave plantations back in those days, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So so when we talk about modern day slavery, you know what I'm saying, that is very real. You know what I'm saying? These same
Oh
industries
yeah.
and these same institutions, these same plantations have been modernized. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to
Mm-hmm.
target somebody that has been rich and famous that you would consider come from that slave trade, what better way to enslave them but to use the modernized system to enslave them and trap them? Like, man, I'm happy that Boosie got up out that situation as far as being incarcerated. He's not out totally out, but he's not in the
He got a bond, and
he got a bond.
a lot of black people came to the internet saying, "Oh, it's over with Boosie. The feds don't get no bond. The feds don't do this." But that goes to show you, depending on the type of person you are, is different laws for different people.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And it just all depends. Like his case to me seemed really petty. They know it's petty. They just using that to pick with him. And for one, we got to understand that Boosie is an avid supporter of Rob of Kels. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna get that treatment off back anyway. Any celebrity that speak out on this man's behalf just seem to have you know, some type of backlash. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate that you got to go through a financial, you know what I'm saying, situation
Well,
just to deal with it.
I'm gonna let y'all hear some that I heard last night before we started. So you had Boosie. It was his manager was talking about what they did. So is Boosie manager talking about what the San Diego police did? So we thought people they was watching somebody Instagram. They were watching somebody Instagram live video, but also they had a police drone. They thought it. I'm gonna let you hear the guy say they thought it was a drone, from the video shoot. In actuality, it was a police drone watching them the whole time. The man say when they left the video shoot, the police was already, the roadblocks and everything was already set up. I'm gonna
Wow.
let y'all hear this shit.
Out there already because basically everything is out there. But yeah, I was there. It was unfortunate. We shoot a music video.
Dago.
Yeah, Dago. We didn't know what. Of course, everything we found on everything after why it happened and this. But I know when it happened, it was just we left the video shoot and we were surrounded by police. They pulled my car over.
Did you see the chopper and all that while you were?
Well, that we didn't see a chopper, but supposedly when I read
In
the
the
paper, it was a
A1
drone
stuff?
that they brought out. Yeah. They didn't bring a chopper; they brought a drone.
What you say, Jill?
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Okay. So I'm gonna let y'all hear. This is Boosie manager talking about how they was watching them during this video shoot. So doing surveillance on Boosie and them during this video shoot. What
Talk
up, Q?
about everything that's kind of out there already because basically everything is out there. But yeah, I was there. It was unfortunate. We shoot a music video.
Dago.
Yeah, in Dago. We didn't know what. Of course, everything we found on everything after why it happened and this. But I know when it happened, it was just we left the video shoot and we were surrounded by police. They pulled my car over.
Did you see the chopper and all that while you were?
Well, that we didn't see a chopper, but supposedly when I read the paper, it was a drone that they brought out. Yeah. They didn't bring a chopper; they brought a drone.
Right, R2D2.
Yeah. And so, honestly, I don't think I've seen the drone. I'm not too sure. But even if I did, I probably would just thought it came with the music video.
Right, exactly.
I think everybody would probably thought that
yeah.
too. And that's the crazy thing about it. Even if it was right there in our face, I think everybody would just
start like gigging in the
it's the music video because nobody was just thinking of like we weren't thinking that
think that was going on. You know, Instagram was being watched and stuff like that. But you know, we had got pulled over, and yeah, it was just bullshit after there. After that, like I said, we had security. Security, you know, he took ownership of it. Of the firearms and everything. He actually got locked up too. The security got locked up that day. The driver got locked up that day with them, but I guess the police just wanted Boosie.
I remember there was like some clip that had surfaced about like, I guess like the dude had was supposed to put the wham away but didn't or something like.
Well,
oh, you were supposed to put that away. What the fuck? Like,
yeah, see, I don't know because see, I wasn't in their car. Because I was in the car behind them, yeah.
And you got pulled over too.
Yeah, we got pulled over too. Well, they had to pull us over because that's the only way they were going to pull Boosie over.
Right.
You know, we were directly behind them, and even when they were pulling me over, we were still, you know, we were still moving. You know what I mean? I was just moving. They were just behind me until they kind of cut me off in the front. And they was like, all right, now you're not going nowhere.
Right.
And when they did that, they kind of did the same thing to their car too. So they did block me off and block their car off, and immediate search. And so, like I said, now after we see all the details, we can see why it was an immediate search. But yeah, there was no questions. You just get out, search. Yeah.
And why are they saying there are details? What are the details that allude to them having a requirement for an immediate search?
I guess the police were watching one of the guys' Instagrams that we were doing the music video. Well, not who we were doing the music video with. I guess one of the people that were there was on live. Police were watching him. He was under investigation, I guess, by the police. And then from there, they just kind of tied two and two together. They saw where he was, and then they sent, I guess, the drone there. The drone just got all that footage, you know, whatever the drone got, but it gave them, you know, that what they needed to do what they did. Because like I said, as soon as the video was over, they were already ready. They were lined up outside the neighborhood, 15, 20 cars ready. Yeah. And as soon as it came out, I said, uh-oh, it's about to be...
Man.
Yeah.
So what is the formal charge that they're bringing?
Possession of a firearm by a felon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Felon with a firearm. Now, a lot of times in LA County, people are getting OR'd for felon with a firearm.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like even me, I had the situation. I had that same situation last year 2 times in a row. And they did the same thing. They kind of just let it go. But LA's a little different. You know, one thing about LA.
Got Jeff or Q. Jeff or Q. What is OR?
You said OR. Love.
Capital B. Yeah, see, he said most of the time, you know, they get an OR, but I'm sitting up like a hold on, let's see.
OR
wow.
for felon with a firearm.
Yeah, it's crazy. Firearm by a felon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Felon with a firearm. Now, a lot of times in LA County, people are getting OR'd for felon with a firearm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I gotta figure out what that is in LA County. What is OR?
Only thing I can think about that he referring to maybe as far as like one road security or something like that. Like, you know, sometimes they had a security already with you, or you can book security so you don't have to worry about, you know, like when you get to a certain state or whatever, and you can make sure that you're secure. That's what I'm thinking they're referring to.
Oh, for the shit. Yeah. Let's see. They got a whole bunch of goddamn shit on here. officer restraint. Okay, Q say in layman's term, is required to be released. Okay, okay, they thinking. Okay, so yeah, so they speak. The guys speak on. So this video. So that Boosie and them went to do this video shoot. The San Diego police was already investigating. They must have been investigating. Okay, say OR, Miss Ann say OR released on your own reconnaissance and no bond is required. But they made Boosie pay a bond. I guess that's because he was a felon. I guess. I don't know, but sometimes you see people. I mean, you see, they bond get revoked for that as well. So I don't know. I mean, I would like to understand the details of what's going on with his case. Or what kind of case they trying to put on him, whatever. Or are they just trying to make some money? You know what I'm saying? Make some of that tax-free money off of him. Because if they give him a bail, they know he gonna make it. He gonna pay. He want to get out. Now, one thing I did hear in his interview that he did last night, when he got out of jail, he told Vlad, "Get ready." I said, "Boots, I know you're not finna go back on there, man." I don't know, man.
Man, yeah. If he go back on there, bro, he crazy as hell.
I swear, I was just listening to him before I came on here. He said, Vlad, get ready. I gotta tell you what they said. Sound like that what he was saying. Like,
Bro, but we already know what that's about. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
That's a bag move. That's a money move right there. You know what I'm saying? And he know
Make
he
up for
finna.
that. Make up for that 150. I think he said he paid 150 cash to bond out.
Oh
A
yeah.
150,000 bond.
So when I think about it, I'm not really mad at Boosie if he do, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you already know you playing, you dancing with the devil. Just make sure you ain't got two left feet when you dancing with the devil. You feel me?
Right. And that shit's crazy though. I mean, I don't know how. I just, me personally, like not being no, no, not never dealing with the law like that on that level. But when it comes to you being convicted, and I don't know if he was actively on parole because shit, the way he smoked weed, he can't be. You know, that changes the dynamic of it. Because if you on papers, you know what I'm saying, and you get caught with a firearm or you get caught with drugs, that's automatic revoke. You know what I'm saying? No bond,
Mm-hmm.
to my knowledge.
Right. I feel you. No, normally that's how I go. I'm just happy that whatever the situation is, he in a better position than Hills
And he
was
can fight his
because
charge. He ain't locked up.
yeah, he could fight his case standing on 2 feet instead of behind bars. You know what I'm saying? Like if Kales was able to be home, it would never got this far. You know what I'm saying? I believe it would never have got this far because he's getting secondhand information where he would have been there like, hold on, I can sit with my attorneys and discuss this case to my leisure, endless hours, you know what I'm saying, instead of me being hit with all these different surprises. So Boosie being home, it gives him an advantage that, you know what I'm saying, Kels didn't have. And I wish him well on that and use that to your, use it to full capacity to fight these charges. So I feel that, you know, it was just a distraction mechanism they threw at him. You know what I'm saying? To throw him off course and also to tighten up. Like I hear a lot of people say, well, it's the government. We got to move smarter. When we get warning shots like that, we got to learn to move smarter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is the government, but at the same time, we got to know when and where and how to move. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like Boosie, man. We love you. We know it's some BS, but man, bro, just tighten up. That's all. You got to tighten up because you can't move like these other people. You a young black man and you successful, so you got to move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way of the world. We didn't make it that way. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on, brother Q?
What's on, Big Vi? How are you?
I'm doing all right. What's going on today? How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm actually out in Houston right now, heading to the airport. My flight leaves out at about maybe about 3 o'clock. I'm get out there a little early. Did you get your question answered regarding what is an OR?
Right.
Did you get that question answered?
I see somebody put on here. They said the OR is release on your own reconnaissance
All the
and
time.
no
Yeah,
bond.
that means I put in the chat that in layman terms, it just means that you don't need a bail amount to be released.
Okay.
In some jurisdictions they call it a signature bond. But there was a lot of questions regarding Boosie having a no bond and getting to make bond, and R.Kelly having a no bond. Let me explain to you what the difference is. The likelihood of Boosie actually continuing to have a no bond is slim to none because upon appeal, he'll get a chance to win it. Whenever you appeal something that you deem to be unfair, what the court normally require you to do is find something in that particular jurisdiction that is similar to point out that this was a fair bond or an unfair bond. For example, let's say for instance in 1998 you committed an armed robbery. All right, you robbed 5 people and and they gave you a bond of $100,000. Okay, and
Right.
then in 2028 I do the same thing. Okay, and they give me a bond of $500,000. Well, I can then go into case law, pull your case, and say, hey, this same court or the same jurisdiction gave this guy a bond for $100,000. So we have to make that fair by allowing me to have that same $100,000 bond.
Right.
They have to use other cases to compare your case to in order to determine whether or not it's fair. It's the exact same thing with sentencing. It's the exact same thing with other elements of law, with other applications of law. Now, with Rob's case, his case is so unique. You can't find another case to compare his to where someone has had the same litany of charges and has made bond. You follow me?
Right.
So there's nothing to compare his case to. So that's how they're able to keep a no. That's how they were able to keep a no bond on him.
Yeah. And the other lady was explaining to me, like the way that the prosecutors, they charge him up. They label him a threat, menace, like a threat to society because of how they presented their case. You know.
I mean that is the standard. The standard is for anyone that works for the state on the prosecutorial side of the bar, it is to demonize you as horrible as much as possible. It is not their job to make you look like you're an angel.
Right.
So now, the way that they're pursuing this case with Boosie, people need to be mindful This particular type of prosecution is geared toward rappers. Let me explain to you how and why. This is possession of a convicted felon in possession of a firearm, but the way they're going about the prosecution. Let's say, for instance, I'm a parole officer, okay, and I know that I have someone in Boosie's group who is who was my parolee. So if I see him in that music video with a gun, then at that point he's opening himself up for prosecution. All I have to do is tell local authorities that my parolee is actually on a video with a firearm. Then it becomes that question, and the reason why if they wouldn't have pulled Boosie over at that time and recovered those firearms, then at that point Boosie could have said that was a play firearm. They had to have it at that particular time.
Right, and that's what I was telling somebody the other day. I said, well, Boosie, you know, his lawyers can have a good fight, you know, if it was the case that he could say the firearms were props for the video because people use guns in video.
Well, but all I can say, man, it's going to be an 18-month what I want to call it, kangaroo court. So just be prepared. It'll be a lot of footage.
They're gonna drag it out. They're gonna
drag this shit out horribly, man. So, hey, man, I just wanted to chime in and give you my 2 cents on that, man. Just to explain to you the difference in the bail, because a lot of people were trying to figure out, well, how was Boosie able to get a bond after he had a no bond and Kells couldn't? So now, what's that?
Brother, no, I appreciate it, Brother Q, for coming in and clarifying that to us in the chat, because you know what I'm saying. Me myself, I'm kind of preoccupied, so I kind of missed the question, and also, you know, the different terminology we need to be aware of. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you coming in and clarifying a lot of things and why bond was given in one situation and not the other. That clarification was much appreciated. That's all I was trying to say.
Right. Now, within let's do the homework assignment for your listeners, man. Within the federal system as well as state systems, in order for them to deem something fair or unfair, especially as it relates to either bail and even sentencing, there are guidelines that courts have to follow. They can deviate from those. They can deviate from those, but they better have a damn good reason as to why they deviate from them. Otherwise, those orders will be overturned.
Right, and I know the lady was explaining it to me the other day, and she also said, you know, when they bring their charges, the prosecution, then you know it's at the judge's discretion whether he want to grant a bail or not. You know.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, it's inevitable, and the judge do that. I think, in my professional opinion, I think that the judge applied a no bail as a timing tactic for them to get some other stuff done on the back end. But he already knew that once he applied no bail as a magistrate, it was going to be over, because there's no case on the support him required to have a no bail. And the judge already knew that, and so did Boosie's attorney. So I just want to answer that, man. I'll chime up and continue listening in.
Okay, man. Appreciate you chiming in.
Anytime, man. Bye.
All right. That's a little clarity on Boosie, you know, and how he was able to get bond, you know, with him being a convicted felon. And, you know, we're going to keep on going. And we're going to start, you know, listen to some more of this recording of Kells, you know, talking about this B.O.P officer and some of her actions. And it's also crazy to me that, you know, when Kells say, you know, even in this investigation, it determined that this wasn't her first time doing something like this particular officer. You know, She had done this before. Come on with it.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call, you may begin speaking now.
Duck one.
What you saying? I got 5 minutes.
What part?
Okay, so I was going to finish this. It says on this piece of paper says conclusion.
Right.
And Matt Lou say, based on above information, I respectfully submit that there is probable cause to believe that the offense of unauthorized access of a computer to obtain information from the Federal Bureau of Prisons in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Section 10308 2B, has been committed. And that evidence and instrumentalities relating to this criminal conduct as further described in Attachment B will be found in the subject's computer, which is B.O.P. Officer A. As further described in Attachment A, I therefore respectfully request that this court issues a search warrant for the subject's computer, or particularly described in Attachment A, authorize the seizure of the items described in Attachment B pursuant to the protocol described in the addendum to Attachment B. Further, and it's signed by Matt Lowe, which is M-A-T-T, Lowe, L-O-U-X, Special Agent, Department of Justice, Office of Inspector General. It's also signed by, of course, David M. Williams, Honorable David M. Weisman, United States Magistrate Judge.
Whew.
And then it shows the picture of the computer, with the serial number on it and everything. It said that it's the subject's computer, Officer A's computer, is currently in the possession of OIG. A photograph of the subject's computer is below, which is the picture on it and everything.
So why haven't your attorney got any information is what I want to figure out about what has been the resolution of this particular crime.
Well, she found a torque.
Q, if you still listening, what is this motion that R.Kelly is talking about that Jennifer filed? Jeff, do you know what that motion is? A tort? He was trying to articulate it. I'm not sure if he had it down pat. But he said that his lawyer filed a tort. For them to disclose who this Officer A was.
Man, you know what, bro? I couldn't even tell you. Like I say, I ain't no legal schmeagle. But just using context clues, it was just seemed like some type of full disclosure that they wasn't being.
Because she filed a tort. So the thing is, she filed it. He said they got to the end of this month to respond. If they don't respond by the end of this month, then she get to file it publicly. So Jennifer trying to get to the bottom of who is this Officer A, and what about this Officer A? Who this person is. So I guess Officer A was on submersible down there trying to go visit the Titanic. You know,
Man, that's good news though that they trying to get to the bottom of it. However they can get to it, you know what I'm saying? And while a lot of people thinking that that's not a big deal, obviously it is because
it's the
for
it's
her,
the it's the smoking gun. It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
that Officer A is the glue to getting the star witness in New York to testify against R.Kelly.
yeah. That right there is, you know, is monumental as far as when you talk about prosecutor misconduct. Um, it's just showing, it's just connecting the dots to how did this happen, why did it happen, when did it happen, and what was the outcome. We know the outcome
Right.
because we saw it, manifest before our eyes. At one point, the young lady was like, oh, okay, well, y'all supposed to be the smart ones, and taunting them and all of that to total cooperation. You know what I'm saying? That didn't just happen overnight. That didn't just happen. uh
Okay, Q say it's a civil filing. It is. Are we pronouncing it right? A tort? A tort? I'm hoping we pronouncing it right.
right. I don't even want to guesstimate.
I'm gonna try to look it up in a second here. Try to look up the definition of it. What is a tort?
So it seemed like he gonna get more action on that situation in civil court than he
Oh
would.
yeah, that's gonna
Yeah,
happen. They got to the end of the month to respond to that motion, and if they don't respond by the end of the month, she'll be able to file it publicly. And Officer A we gonna find out Officer A. Officer A gonna have to come to the dance floor real soon.
yes, all that's gonna have to be revealed because it's like
But I
you
don't
know,
understand why. I mean, this even when he talk about the prosecutor, we talk about Brady violations, right? For the prosecution to had known all of this shit had took place well before this man went to trial. This shit took place in 2019. The prosecution knew about this investigation in 2020 and everything, but they failed to disclose the details of the investigation until after the fact. Said Mindy say it's understandable that the law broke the law and all she got was early retirement. That is so messed up and so wrong. Yeah, and then the thing about it, Mindy, not only that did she break the law, according to R.Kelly, he stated that she had done this shit several times. That's how she got shipped from one place to another place. So she accessed his jail records from a whole nother location from the Thompson Correctional Facility or some other place he named the Thompson something. So this woman, this is what she was doing. This is the shit that
man,
she was around here doing. So
ready?
yesterday, someone sent me a link to they sent me some documents, and the documents were supposed to be sent to these documents were supposed to have been sent to uh one of the sisters that came out saying that they were R. Kelly's sisters. But the document was from an anonymous source with no return address noted on the documentation. And she headed the paper. She called herself a whistleblower, and she was saying that and she was speaking on, you know, she don't agree with the treatment that they was treating R.Kelly with, and she was just speaking out because she felt like what they were doing was not fair, it was wrong, it was unjust, or whatever the situation may be. And she spoke about it and said it was another correctional officer that told, you know, that brought it to the attention of the warden, Russell Heisner was the warden at the MCC, and there was another correctional officer who brought it to his attention that, you know, what this other officer had done, you know. So she was comfortable doing it because this is something that she was just out here doing.
Right. Yeah, man, there's so many different moving parts to this situation, bro. It's
Man, I
crazy,
mean, moving
man.
parts is an understatement.
Man. And then you know, just watching it unfold and watching the whole legal process and the time that it takes to really get things done is like, man, you know, I know it got to be frustrating, especially sitting in custody. So that's why I say, man, Boosie, you know, however it played out, you know what I'm saying, by him being out. And I understand how the law works, but man, if he was out, he I don't think it would have got this the pandemic, all this different stuff that contributed to, you know, not knowing and being aware of what's going on and or limited resources, you know what I'm saying? Opposed to when you out and free and no bond, you know, how you can really defend yourself properly. But yeah, bro, I'm gonna tap back in. We finna get ready to start moving around. We headed back to Chicago, headed to the airport.
Okay.
When I get situated, I'll tap back in. What's up? Peace and blessing to you and everybody in the chat. I'll be back in a minute.
Man, salute. We just gonna finish listening to Kels and then get on up out of here. I ain't gonna hold people too long today.
Okay, bro, man. Blessings. I was just, you know, want to tap in one time for the fun time and show
Already,
love and
man.
everything. Already, bro, in a minute.
Safe travel, man.
All right. Peace and blessings.
I know what it is. Okay, cool. She filed that 5 months ago. So they 4 months ago, and they like have 5 months to reply. It was a tour. To give up the information and all of that stuff, lawsuit, whatever. But you know, well, we see. See, that's important because that gives us access to be able to publicly disclose what their actions were concerning this crime. Yeah. We know what their actions were concerning what they potentially thought you did, right? But now we got a federal agent investigating her, and we want to know what the hell happened. Right. So in another month, they supposed to answer in about another month whether they're going to answer to it or not. And if not, then of course you file in an open court. But or they answer to it, you know. But she did file that 4.5 months ago. Yeah, because this right here is ridiculous. This needs to be out in the public. This right here is a smoking gun for real. It really is, man. And, you know, like I say, all I want is just the truth and answers because I already know that this really happened. And I know it's probably beyond the B.O.P officer, but the only thing I'm trying to do is go with this B.O.P officer A. That's my main focus because I know she has done this. Well, a crime has been committed. A federal crime has been committed, period. And we want to know what exactly was the resolution of this federal crime that was committed? This is a big deal. This is a big deal.
It's a big damn deal. Absolutely.
Shit, this is huge.
Yeah.
And we need to know.
So, I'm gonna take this last minute to say this to you, bro. If you don't hear from me, that means they may be, at some point it'll be transferred, or I don't know when, I don't know how, where, none of that stuff. But I know it takes time to get back up online and get back up, on communication. You know how that goes.
I do. Trust me.
So, just in case, man, act like as if you're talking to me every day, all day.
I'm still be doing what we're doing, but then I'm gonna be waiting to hear from you because I know how it goes with the transfer. Been there.
Yeah. But everything is a little extra with me, so I'm just letting you know.
I get you.
Because there's a lot going on. Like the stuff we're talking about now. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying some people don't want that.
I know.
But it's already public. It's just got to be, the awareness of it.
Well, this is why it's essential for us to have all this on record. Not just you having it on record there, but it's on record with me here. That's important, and it's on record with a multitude of people out there that have also been releasing it. So this is important to have this information because this is really big stuff.
Yeah, well, let your people know, man. Let everybody know, because like I say, I don't want just one person or two people knowing.
No, we want in as many reliable hands as possible. Yeah, and we got to go forward. So, so if I don't hear from you, man, I'm just gonna wait because it take a minute. But I'm gonna be waiting, but I'll still be working. Ain't nothing gonna stop that.
Cool. That's all I want to hear. Yeah, as long as you're still working on it, man. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, I appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna let you. But I'm gonna still be here. So if I'm here, I'm gonna hit you every other day for a couple of minutes.
Okay, cool. That's love. Okay. Holler back. One.
To block this call and all future calls, press 7. You may begin speaking now.
There he is, my loved one. I know we ain't got no lot of time, so let's kick it.
So listen, man, this is my concern because it's not that I'm up against the whole B.O.P or government and none of that. It's just, in all fairness, this one B.O.P officer who 4 years ago, 2019, broke the law and decided to illegally access all of my phone calls and my emails and even phone calls with my lawyer, 153 times during the course of 6 months. And during the time she was doing that, she was actually sharing it with a blogger, an internet blogger, Tasha K, who has said out of her own mouth, while boasting and bragging that on her podcast and everything, that she shared it with government witnesses in my New York case, which happened to be my ex-girlfriend, my girlfriend at the time. And after that, it affected my case, and it affected it big time because she didn't just share it with anybody. She shared it with the absolute main star witness in my case, which obviously affected my case. And so my concern is that if one B.O.P officer, a disciplinary hearing officer, can do that and get away with those crimes, then it pretty much sends a message to any B.O.P officer that they can do it as well, because this one officer was not charged. She didn't even get fired, and that's my concern, because it haunts me because, like I say, it sends a message that it's okay to steal someone's records, inmates' records, me, 153 times, share it with, or sell it to bloggers, and it's okay for the blogger, and it also sends a message that it's okay for the blogger to receive federal law enforcement restricted information of mine and share it with government witnesses, which is witness tampering.
Let me say something to you, Kels.
When you send that kind of message out, man, it's scary.
Yeah, let me say something to you, man. We need to do something different here, man. We need to, let me just tell you this, man. We got to ante up, man. We got to ante up right now. We can't, you know, they keep throwing curveballs and all that. We got to ante up. And let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you what I think you need to do. You are your most powerful person. You are phenomenal. I ain't got to tell you none of that. You know, you have a history of being who you are. But God has gifted you in song, bro. That's what God gifted you in, right? There's a penetration in song. It moves the whole world. It crosses racial boundaries, religious boundaries, gender boundaries. You need to, bro, all of what we've been talking about, you need to put that, you need to write it. You need to write that in your most powerful voice that the Most High is giving you. We ain't got to worry about whether it's over the right now in the recording, over the, that ain't nothing. I can handle that. That's not a problem. I need you at your most passionate, your most powerful self to deliver it, bro. And that's the best way that I know. I sat here, just 2 seconds, man. I sat here and watched your whole concert online last week. The Living It Up, the Something Up tour you did.
Write It Up tour.
Yes.
Okay.
You are at your most powerful, unbeatable. No one can beat you. And I just think we need to ante up. I think that they need to hear it the way that people are hearing things today, that they've always heard things. People have always heard things through our struggles, through our music, always. And that's who you are. And I think that you're doing yourself a disservice not operating in your greatest person. God gave you that.
I'm just limited to, I know exactly what you're talking about, man. I've had this conversation with myself and others, but I am very limited, man.
We got to work with the limitations. We can't let that be the reason that stop us, though. We got to work within the limitations. We can't say because of this we can't do. We got to overcome those limitations.
I'm just giving you all of the downs first.
I'm not worried about the downs. I'm
dealing with memory lapse, a whole lot of stuff mentally, memory lapse, a whole lot of stuff.
I get it, bro. But you know what? I'm a person that's done the impossible when people didn't feel it. And I'm just telling you, I believe if the Most High is having us talk about it right now, again, from this perspective, we got to take them to the goddamn next level. We've been letting their ass off the hook. We can't let them off the hook. We can't. And you think about it now. I'm telling you, man. I know what I'm talking about, man. And
so exactly what?
You need to write this, everything.
So let me kind of give y'all an insight on what Andre was reminding R.Kelly of.
Tap me in whenever you're ready, nephew. I'm ready to go. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready to take off. Just tap me in whenever you're ready.
You can go soon. I'm finna play this clip, and then you can take off right after this. This is what Andre was trying to get R. Kelly to remember.
I want to jump ahead because the 7-year turmoil that you went through vis-a-vis the trial for child pornography. Your advisors, almost to a person, told you over and over and over again, while you're going through this period, Kels, do not put out sexually explicit material. Do not. The audience can't handle that. Your fans can't handle it. It's not going to be good for the outcome of this trial. Tone it down. Don't put that out. You ignore all of them. Do it anyway and get bold with it. It's during this period you put out Chocolate Factory. You put out Remix. You put out Ignition. Here they're telling you not to do this, and you put out a song about putting your key in the ignition. I read that and I wanted to ask, so I will, why it is that you went against your advisors? What is it that you were thinking, that you were feeling, that kept you doing that when everybody else told you not to do that?
Well, first of all, let me say, I wasn't bold about it, and I didn't totally ignore them, because that would be the worst thing to do, is totally ignore your advisors or your lawyers. I listened to them, we talked, we discussed the situation. I felt strong, very strong, as I said many years ago about the trial, that I will have my day in court. you know, and I will be innocent, and I will walk away, and I will move on with my life. I said that in the beginning. I said that during the middle part of the trial and everything else. I look at my music like a soldier looks at his sword. You never put your sword down in the midst of a war. You never lay down in the midst of a war. And I think that my lawyers were good lawyers, great lawyers, but I didn't think they had that part down. And you have to be the soldier in the midst of the war to even understand that. And I was the soldier on the front line for my life, for my kids' life, for my fans. And I told them I would not lay down. I would not stop doing music. Why would I do that? I think that would say, oh yeah, he did it. I think that would say all of the things that people want to say about R. Kelly. So I did what I'm supposed to do. Like any fireman that goes up in the building, they don't get to the building and say, oh, wait a minute, that's just too much fire. But you're a fireman. So go and fight the fire. Don't care how much it is. I had to go and I had to do my music. I'm not going to change my lyric. I'm not going to change my name. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to do my music. And that's what I did. And that's what I told the company, even though they continued to say, no, don't do it. But the minute Ignition came out, which was the first song I did, it blew up. And all of a sudden the company's calling me. Everybody's calling me, come do an album cover shoot. We got to get the rest of this album done. We got to go there. We got to bring your clothes. We're going to have well, I ain't got no doggone makeup person. Yeah. You got some makeup, bring your own makeup. We'll do it. I mean, it just got crazy. So I did what I felt was right for myself.
And all Dre is telling R. Kelly is this: you already told the world what's your weapon. Your gift is your only weapon that you have. And this is something that I say. This is something that we say. This is something that everybody who has been following this shit is. When I say they studied this brother, those people understand. They understand. The federal government understand that it was during the time period that this man was fighting his trial. He came out with a song, remixed Ignition, and the shit went platinum when they thought nobody was fucking with him. So what did they do? They try and they have semi successfully silenced this brother, and the brother Andre is trying to help Kels to see that your voice is your greatest weapon. And like he said during that interview with Tavis Smiley, you never put your weapon down in the midst of a war. Yeah, you may not have this, you may not have that, you may not have all the equipment that you are accustomed to having, but you have your voice. When you come on, when you was on the 5150 show, and you was introducing yourself to Corey, and Corey didn't know if it was you or not, and you said, well, then I'm going to let you know it was me. I'm going to let you know this is me, R. Kelly. But I yell back, oh, what's up, man? How's it going today? Must have fell out. Okay, fell off. But yeah, y'all hear what y'all just hear what Rob was explaining, you know, as far as his voice go. And all Andre is trying to help Kels to see is your voice is going to be your greatest strength in this situation.
Limitations. I'm just giving you all of the downs first. I'm not worried about the downs. I could. I'm dealing with
memory lapse, a whole lot of stuff mentally, memory lapse, a whole lot of stuff. I get it, bro. But you know what? I'm a person that's done the impossible when people didn't feel it. And I'm just telling you, I believe if the Most High is having us talk about it right now, again, from this perspective, we got to take them to the goddamn next level. We've been letting their ass off the hook. We can't let them off the hook. We can't. And you think about it now. I'm telling you, man, I know what I'm talking about, man. And so exactly what? You need to write this, everything, all of what's been going on that we've been talking about, that you've been talking about in 4 years. You got to write it. You got to write it first. And then you, through this means, like you talking to me, you got to deliver it. You got to deliver it. Just like when you was on there with Corey and you said that, listen, I want you guys to know this is really me. I'm going to sing for you. We got to take it to the next level. We have to. We can't just keep letting them. We got to do something, man. We got to do something, man. And I want, with all those negatives and all those shit, man, we can't worry about that shit. We got to take it to the next level. Whatever the challenges are, whatever that shit is, so what? That's the average person that's going to stop at that shit. We can't afford to stop at that shit. When the motherfucker, when they told me what I couldn't do, you did fair time. You was in the streets. You was in the game. Who gonna listen to you? But I said, God listens to me. I just don't want to get caught up in a situation where I don't sing, I don't make it. That ain't no. See, that's a negative connotation. It's not that you don't sing, you don't make it. It's utilizing what God has given you to keep fighting. Yeah. That's what that is. Don't let nobody make you feel bad about the gift the Most High has given you. You take the gift that he's given you and you take it and you go to war with it, just like my gift. My gift is speaking, and I use that. And I was able to do something that nobody in the country's ever done, where President Trump had to come. So what's the plan until that happens? We're going to keep doing what we're doing right now. We're going to keep doing, but we got to add to it. We ain't going to stop doing what we're doing. So I'm not going to interject that. Then you keep on saying what you was going to say. But you need to think about that. And I believe the Spirit of the Most High is going to empower you to write this song the way that it needs to be written and described and sung. You've done it before. I saw you done it. Yeah, well, I was in the world. I had a studio. We can't worry about that. I don't write stuff down. I don't spell, so things come off the top of my head, man. Everything you ever heard from me, it's a different thing. You have to trust what I'm telling you. I am. You know, when I met Puffy and went into the studio, I saw that he don't really produce what he say. I really do produce what I say. Right.
Oh, goddamn, Kale! Kale say when I met Puffy and went into the studio, he say I saw he don't really produce what he say. He say, but when I'm in the studio, I produce what I say. Goddamn, Kale, pop your shit. Pop your shit, Kale, pop your shit. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. But Kale, pop your shit, man. Pop your shit. Kale say Puffy don't really be producing what he say. When I go in the studio, I produce what I say. Okay, Kale. Oh, I like that. I gotta hear that again, Kale. Kale, I gotta hear that one again, Kale.
Be written and described and sung. You've done it before. I saw you done it. Yeah, well, I was in the world. I had a studio. We can't worry about that. I don't write stuff down. I don't spell, so things come off the top of my head, man. Everything you ever heard from me, it's a different thing. You have to trust what I'm telling you. I am. You know, when I met Puffy and went into the studio, I saw that he don't really produce what he say. I really do produce what I say. Right. I tell people what to write or what to play, and it happens that way. This gift is a very unique. It's a beautiful disease. got it, but it's a beautiful disease.
But do we stop utilizing it because of the disadvantages?
No. I haven't stopped utilizing it. But what I'm saying is that writing-wise, my memory is not like what you think it is like that. It's never been.
Okay, well, then we ain't got to worry about that. Yeah, we ain't got to worry about that. But we got to be able to operate in whatever the condition that the Most High has got us in. We don't stop operating out of the gift. That makes it even more realer.
Well, man, when he wakes me up in the middle of my sleep at night, and I know it's only one God, there's one Most High, he tells me to tell the truth, say out of your mouth what the vision he's given me of what happened.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the,
And you've been delivering that. And you've been delivering that.
Because I haven't been speaking in 4 years, but now I know what happened to me. I know what they did. I know what people done. Man, I'm giving it the best way I know how.
Well, J-Rock,
I won't try that, but I'm telling you.
No buts.
That's the situation.
I get it. I've been faced with a zillion situations, and you ain't just talking about no average cat that ain't been through it. I'm out these trenches. I'm out this gutter. My mama was a hoe. My daddy was a pimp. I come out these gutters. I come out of a situation where people say I could have never been nothing and should have never been nothing.
We got 10 seconds. It's gonna cut off. That 10 minutes something else, ain't it?
Yeah, but that's okay. We're gonna work with it. And you hit me back. We're gonna keep it moving.
I'll hit you back a little later.
Okay, one. Love.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call and all future calls, press 7. To reject this call, hang up now. You may begin speaking now.
Yeah, what's up, Tay?
You, Kels?
All right, I was going to say, man, we can do it now or later, but I wanted you to get together let's do something different. You can get together some questions from what we've talked about for the last 3 months. And, and ask me questions about this thing and just keep it alive that way until I come up with that, you dig.
Yeah, so let's do that later so I can make a list of things.
so y'all just heard Kels and confirmed he's finna come up with a song. He just told Dre, just come up with some questions to ask me until I come up with that, that little you dig we talked about. So y'all be anticipating. Kels gonna call and give us a song eventually. And it's gonna be about all of this shit that he's been through since he's been inside of the prison system. Kels, keep holding your head up. His name is Andre Gorgeous Dre Taylor, J-Rock. Kels say shit. We can just ask some questions until I come up with that little you did we talked about. So Kels gonna give us a song about all of this shit that he's been through. Oh yeah, man! I can't wait to hear him put that shit into a song.
Rich cat that ain't been through it. I'm out these trenches. I'm out this gutter. My mama was a hoe. My daddy was a pimp. I come out these gutters. I come out of a situation where people say I could have never been nothing and should have never been nothing.
We got 10 seconds. It's gonna cut off. That 10 minutes something else, ain't it?
Yeah, but that's okay. We're gonna work with it. And you hit me back. We're gonna keep it moving.
I'll hit you back a little later.
Okay, one. Love.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call and all future calls, press 7. To reject this call, hang up now. You may begin speaking now.
Yeah, what's up, Tay?
You, Kels?
All right, I was going to say, man, we can do it now or later, but I wanted you to get together let's do something different. You can get together some questions from what we've talked about for the last 3 months. And, you know, and ask me questions about this thing, and let's just keep it alive that way until I come up with that, you know, you dig.
Yeah, so let's do that later so I can make a list of things reflecting over all of our conversation. But let's keep it going though. Just keep it kicking it.
Let's keep this conversation alive.
Let's kick it. Let's keep going.
Let's keep remixing it. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So you wanna write a list of questions and then do it later, right?
Yeah, we'll do that later. But right now, I want you just to keep on popping it.
Okay. Yeah. So my thing is, like I was talking about my concern, and that really is a serious concern, man, because, you know, if you don't set an example, if they don't set an example that other B.O.P employees know that, you know, you can't steal inmates, you know, my records and phone calls and visitors logs and emails, and, you know, because this really did hurt my whole case because of the fact that once the B.O.P disciplinary hearing officer took my information and sent it to her own Gmail account. And you know, I keep saying this, but I want people to know it was 153 damn times that she did it. She did it for 6 straight months. That's a long time. Yeah. That's not nobody that made a mistake and did it. That's not nobody that was just messing around. That was somebody that was on a mission to do it that many times. And what mission was she on? Well, here's the mission she was on. She was on a mission to share it with a blogger, an internet blogger. And there's no way in hell that a disciplinary hearing officer is supposed to be an internet blogger's plug to nothing, especially when it comes to very valuable, sensitive law enforcement, restricted information on me. And what did that lead to? That led to Tasha K, the internet blogger, illegally receiving that information and sharing it with my girlfriend, who then, after seeing it, became mad. Why did she become mad? Because it was 6 months of lovey-dovey conversation between me and my other girlfriend. Okay, so that's the information she ended up sharing with her. And after seeing that, she became so mad and, of course, scorned that she got up on stand and could say anything she wanted to say about me. Okay, now who is supporting this?
And that's the crazy part about all of this to me. Him, Jane Doe number 5, and Jocelyn was supposed to be in this polygamous relationship. If all 3 of y'all, you sat on Gayle King and said that y'all all were in a relationship together. The star witness said this. The star witness told Gayle that they all were in a relationship together. So how in the fuck are you jealous that he's writing the other girlfriend lovey-dovey messages? I'm not understanding it. Like, if that's what you use to do what you were going to do already. See, this is me. I feel as though Jane Doe number 5 was gonna be. She was gonna be a federal informant regardless. I feel like she was gonna be there regardless, because you can't convince me that you seeing some emails between him and the other girlfriend that y'all all 3 were in a relationship together made you that mad to where you want to spaz out on him. I smell bullshit. I smell bullshit. All 3 of y'all supposed to be in a relationship together, but you get jealous over him emailing the other girlfriend that you know about. Some shit just don't even make sense.
I'm sorry, nephew. I got a lot of stuff going on, but let me say this real quick. I'm about to go on this Walmart, help my family member out. I can explain this. I done been through this, man, in my time. I'm an OG in this game. She wanted to be the #1 stunner. That was always her plan. That was always her plan. I don't care what she said on Gayle King, what she said in interview that was right and wrong. She was trying to maneuver and get anybody else out of the way.
and be the no. I done done this. I done been through this. I know what the hell I'm talking about. She wanted to be the #1 stunner. And when he decided he was not leaving Joycelyn for her, that he was not going to decide one or the other. See, they'll play this game as long as you want to. But always, come on, women that's been out here that's really know this game in the chat, you know what the OG talking about. So, you know what I'm saying? She'll play the game as long as you can. I had a guy that went on my job in the second chance program, and he had a baby by this one particular lady, and then the other chick was his, also right there. They were same situation. I didn't know all the intimate details. We talked, we shared, but I didn't want to know all this intimate detail in the house. We talked enough, so I knew enough. And I told him, I said, your baby mama, she gonna ride because, you know what I mean? That's your baby mother. And she wants to have a family and keep that family together. You'd have been to a situation where you know what it is to be, in that situation as a child coming up. Your father went over here, you didn't, so you don't want your children to go through that. I said, but this one over here, oh girl, she want to be the #1 stunner. Now, however y'all had y'all arrangement, all of that, and you got a baby by, she know that, she came on board, she agreed, all of that. She don't care about none of it. She a ride. I said, but she gonna be a problem though. Her mouth, bro, she gonna be a problem. Sure enough, as I'm sitting in this truck about to get in going Walmart, we was in the booth where only me and him was at, and he was on the phone with them, almost breaking down. Like the love he had for both of them, all like that. But the loyalty that his baby mama had, and he wanted to be a family, would call. Oh, girl turned around and broke in his crib. Oh, right. She broke in his crib. She caused a lot of havoc, man, because he would not decide to leave the baby mama and choose her. And she made it hell for him. He knew what it was. He ain't find no police report. He already knew what it was. He went through some stuff, man, before she got out of his life, man. But that's what it costs you, bro. It don't pay to do that. And I'm going to leave that right there. I'm not even going to touch Kale. It do not pay to do that, man. Because the way the heart is designed, especially women, I got 5 sisters. I know what I'm talking about. I done seen this. I done seen niggas, man, hardcore niggas, man, that bought that life for real, break down in tears, man. That's a game you don't want to play. That's a game you don't want to play. And I think he was eventually trying to do that, and we can see why George is where she at now. But whoo, they not leaving quietly, nephew. They not leaving when they get that mindset and they heart is like that. And then you show you some information, and then you got the family over here telling you this thing. You got some sort of there. You already got your issues already. All that to get, man, please.
That's that. If I can't have you, nobody can.
Nephew, I'd have had a woman look me in my eyes, and I literally saw fire in her eyes. Like her eyelids just changed. She said, I don't mean you no damn good, but if I can't have you, ain't no other gonna have you. Looked me in my face in my crib and told me that. Hey, Ply did a song a year back. We're going this Walmart. Ply did a song. When you take care of them, when you loyal, you all in, you all about them, and when you them good, like Bernie Mac say, you know what I mean, that you putting it down, and it's only them, and you loyal, you went on it, man, please. If I had a broad tell me, if a woman even look your direction, I'ma split her wig. I'ma knock the boogers out of her face. And I want to know none of that what she talking about. But because she OG, because if she one of them out in the street and she been around and she been there, she knew what she had, but she didn't want to commit fully and do what it requires, for her as a woman, because of her mind being so messed up with different. And now she got somebody that's solid like that, who family love, thorough. They done scream me like you can't even scream nobody no more. But because of her past trauma and experience that she didn't not want to face, and she told me out of her own mouth when she used to disappear and reappear, that I was scared. Now, this is a person that's thorough out here in these streets that have been around. I ain't talking about these little in their 20s. I'm talking she OG for real. And I touched her soul without even putting my hand and touching her because of the caliber of man who I am and what I brought to her. You know what I'm saying? So I see it.
It don't matter what age it is, nephew. I've seen women in their 40s, and their 50s, and their 60s. It don't matter.
Oh no.
So if you got somebody like that, headstrong like she was, man, she was fighting to be the #1 stunner, man. And when she heard that he wasn't leaving, told Lord, I'm not leaving her for you. I'm not leaving her for you. She knows she about to be exit out. And then when he wouldn't change the visit, man, she talking about being spiteful. You ain't seen spiteful, man. You ain't being spiteful to mommy. And who have no grounds to do it. But because of that past trauma and because of how they been screwed up, she growing up, man. She screwed up, dude. And her parents got a lot to do with that, man. And she got accountability to take on her own. But, man, I'm good with all that, nephew. That's why I move under the radar like I do. I'm not on none of that. I ain't on none of that. If you can't pass my sisters and my female cousins that's thorough, if you can't pass their tests, and when they screen you, then you not the one. Move around. That's real talk.
Because you gotta be cautious who you transfer energy with, man.
Nephew, you got to. I done seen it. I done seen from the bottom, straight, grimy, gutter, cutthroat. I done been jokers like that. I done been like that, man. I got a lot of stuff on my forehead, man. So every time I come to this live, nephew, somebody gonna be set free. Somebody gonna be blessed. They gonna get some information that's gonna be impactful, transformational. The only key is, are you at a space in your life where you willing to take self-accountability on how you move and realize you are not the best version of you? So anything that don't add up to that, like that song I forgot by the rapper, you got to cut it, or it's gonna cut you.
Thanks.
And I yield back, nephew. I'm about to walk in the store. I'm gonna still be listening.
Nah, I'm finna get ready, so I got my son in the barbershop, so
okay.
Talk for a little bit and try to come back live tonight. I'm gonna try my best to come back live.
Please, tonight. Man, I hope you can, man. We need to continue this now, because I'm loaded. I'm locked and loaded, nephew. I got a lot more, and that's why I mentioned to you that interview with Travis Smiley, and Dre probably wasn't even aware of that interview, but what his conversation, the thought pattern was, and I understand exactly what Kel was saying. I get it. At the same time, what do you have to lose? Nothing. So use the very thing that gave you breath. It will help his mental. It will help him navigate, deal with what you got the best way you can. I'm telling you, man, you don't realize how that'll change your perception. Like he said on the other individual, if you ain't gonna call me and put with some positive energy like that, then you know what I mean? I ain't got time for that. Dre said, okay, I'm gonna talk to you again, but woo, you know what I mean? I already saw that in the gate. I already saw it in the gate. You know what I mean? You mean well, but then listen to what I'm telling you then. And follow suit. If you ain't on that and you bringing nothing but negative to me, man, please. I wouldn't want to, man. That's a lot to deal with for one human, man. That's a lot to deal with for one human, nephew. That man, please.
I hope people get it. And like he said, man, y'all gonna be writing him, sending him letters, sending him mail, man, just make sure it's positive. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, remember the song he did?
I like how Drake told him, you gotta stop saying but. We talk about the but word. Oh, you know, we talk about the word but. You know,
because it canceled out everything you previously had stated.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's why I say that he gonna find life again. And yeah, I know you ain't in the studio, bro. You ain't got this and all of that. And I think HNN News or one of the other channels, they were saying something like he had got some bands together, or some individual that's musically inclined in there. I haven't heard no confirmation on that. And his new facility that he's at in Carolina, I'm not sure. But if that's solid, man, that's a breath of fresh air. In between time, what else you got?
Well,
Do
EJ,
something.
did y'all not hear? Did y'all not hear him say something that I've been excited about just hearing this? When he tell Dre, "Hey man, I got this paper. I want to read something to you."
Right,
The man is reading.
right. I peeped that. I peeped that. I'm happy to hear that.
The man is in there reading, and he was he
That's what.
was and he was reading uh uh, uh documentation from an
Right,
investigation.
right,
So this
right.
not just no regular reading of
I got you, nephew.
it, bit, lib,
I'm
but,
following you.
and, duh.
I'm, I'm following you. I'm following you.
You know what I'm saying? So he's actually
Yep.
reading a hard piece of paper to read
Yes.
for anybody. And
Yeah.
he's
And then
articulating this
one of
shit.
the words he couldn't pronounce, which a lot of us is in that category, quiet as he kept. But then he spelled the word out, and then Dre pronounced the word and told him what it was. That was powerful, man. That was
Oh yeah,
powerful. They in
yeah,
trouble when he get out. They in trouble.
more definitely, more definitely. He's been sharpening his iron since
Yes,
being
sir.
in there. Most
Yes,
definitely
sir.
doing that, you know, and that's good to hear that he's actually reading and and not afraid to read.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. When you stop facing that, see, he grew up. A lot of his upbringing, he was afraid of trying to read because of how
Right.
people
Right.
felt about him, what he thought people would think about him. But now that he's not afraid, and he sees that reading is gonna be the thing that's gonna set him free
Yep. Yep.
wholeheartedly, you gotta learn this shit.
Yep.
You know, your
Yep.
gift is your gift, but reading is only gonna
Right.
fucking strengthen your gift. You
Come
know,
on, nephew. Come on, nephew.
most
Woo!
definitely.
Nephew, you got to come on tonight. If it's late, you got to come on tonight, nephew. I know it's a lot. I'm just going to encourage you, nephew. Man, we need this. We need this, man. You don't know, man. And I ain't got to tell you. You going through what you're going through. These platforms, I don't know what it is, nephew. Well, God has touched your heart to put this together. And I know the chat can attest to this. Man, when we come off these things, I'll be like, woo, thank you, thank you, thank you. It'd be like stepping into a time warp and getting that release and that, oh man. I mean, no, this is nobody else, but nobody, your lane is your lane and your passion is your passion. And when you get those ingredients that come together, it's just your time. It's just
Right.
like Denver was. It was Denver's time. And I kept telling people, they're like, no, man, you don't know. I said, bro, it's their time, bro. You know what I mean? You
Your
can ignore
time is
it.
when your time is of the essence.
Man,
People are gonna notice, and it ain't nothing it ain't gonna be nothing that could stop that.
that's it. That's it.
With that
That's it,
reading
nephew.
is like even myself. I was a person in school. In school, I hated reading.
Right.
I didn't start reading until I started to seek knowledge for myself.
There
So
you
when
go.
I started
I
to
concur.
want to know
I
what was
concur.
really going on in the world, that's when I started
Yeah.
to learn how to read. But
Yeah.
before then, I mean, I could word call, yeah. But when
Right.
I started wanting to know about my history and
Yeah.
how did
Yeah.
we arrive and how did this happen, the slave trades and a lot of that shit. See, before the R.Kelly case, I wasn't even equipped with law. I was just
Right.
more into
Right.
history. But when the
Right.
R.Kelly case came around, I started I started to read into the law. And then I was
Right.
telling Miss Angela, like, I mean, it's crazy that how, this is not something that is this is not something that is promoted within the black community.
Right.
Is for most
Right.
of our black people that understand law, 9 times out of 10, they have been a part of the system.
Right. Right. Right.
It
And
wasn't.
nephew, what I learned how to read and comprehend much better, and I'm concurring, and I agree with everything you said because that's exactly my experience to the letter. Reading God's word helped me do that.
Yeah.
Reading God's word, and like you said, and getting books and wanting to know for the sake of not just having the knowledge and sit on it, but to be able to impact people's lives so that when I'm sharing with them, I know what I'm talking about when I tell them what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's another part, and I yield back on this and go, that I like when he was talking to Dre, and he told Dre, reach out and call, because I'm not going to be able to do it, bro. He said, call Corey. You know, and I was like, yes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I told you, nephew. That's what I told you when I spoke that in my, man, I tell you. I know what I be talking about when I be speaking. I don't be just talking just to hear my damn self talk.
Then he say him and
you know what I mean?
used to hoop together, so I'm guessing how.
Yes, and he remembered him. He called back Dre and told him. He said, "You remember?" He said, "Man, that's awesome." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, now I got somebody on the outside that really did." I was like, "Woo!" You can hear the excitement in Kale's voice when he recalled that. He said, "Man, that's crazy." You know what I mean? Dre said, "So you do remember?" He said, "Yeah, man." He said, "Man, I hadn't seen him in like 20-something years." I was like, "Wow, yes."
Facts.
It's coming together, nephew. It's coming together, man.
Oh, yeah.
We like Lex said in the chat. We just got to keep on mashing. Like Mo Preem and Fox said, we got to keep on because success is not a faithful girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep on. Now you in there. You can't get lax. You can't get comfortable. You got to understand it's gonna be a dog fight all the way. You got to understand that it comes with it. Because you're on the side of righteousness and goodness and justice. Anytime you're on that, you're going to continue to get opposition. Now, if you're on that side with the foolery, then you ain't going to have none of this. Oh, I just dropped the word and I yield back.
That's it. And see, one thing about it is, when God puts you in isolate you into these places, he don't isolate you in a place for you to come out the way you went in.
Yes, you better say that. He
isolates you for a reason.
Yeah.
During that isolation, you are in a rebuilding phase where you rebuilding your image, you rebuilding your character, you rebuilding your knowledge, you regaining your strength. When you come out, what came in and what come out is gonna be night and day difference. And everybody gonna be sitting around wondering, is something wrong with you? You're moving different. No, I'm not moving different. I just identified myself. He don't put you in front of a mirror. He sits you in isolation with yourself. How you find yourself is finding yourself in the darkness. In the darkest places, you find yourself. Then you become able to deal with yourself. How many of us can deal with who we really are? How many of us have ever seek to find ourselves? And when you, I say, man, when you can find yourself in darkness, you gonna boast yourself. You gonna walk around in the light like a star, goddamn me, like the sun. Nobody's gonna be able to put that light out.
Yeah.
And no matter how dark it gets, no matter how dark, anybody, what R.Kelly's going through, anybody, man, we all have our problems in life. But no matter how dark it is, even if it's the size of a needle, there's light at the end of that tunnel.
Right. Yeah.
You just gotta want it. You gotta want to do it. You gotta want to be. You gotta want to overcome. You gotta want to achieve. You gotta want to be successful. You gotta want to be great. You gotta want to be obedient. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and know that you deserve it. That's the key. A lot of us don't achieve a lot of stuff because we don't feel that we are worthy, that we deserve it. We get it. We need to clean that mind set up. No one is worthy. That's why Christ left heaven and came down to earth and made himself touchable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And took on everything that we deserve on himself. And he said, now, just believe in me, follow my principles, and ask for the filling of my spirit, and then I'm gonna help you navigate through this world that you're living in. But when you're trying to do it on your own, then your natural self already has something against God's standards. Anything that's good and decent, your very nature is corrupt. So until your mind is renewed and your heart is transformed, and you say, you know what? I'm not on that no more. I got to cut certain people off. No disrespect to them. I'm moving in a whole new mood. I got to change my thinking. I got to feed on goodness. You know what I mean? And that's a process, man. But we don't be wanting to make the sacrifice. That's the whole story with the young rich ruler. He did not want to make the sacrifice. You know what I mean? And so what he was holding the center of his existence was his status, money, all of that stuff. And that's going to pass away. That ain't going to do it. But if you place me there, if you place what I got to offer you, my principle, that's going to last forever. No matter what they take, no matter what trials you go through, no matter what adversity, as long as you got my knowledge of who I am and how I see you and how much I love you and what I did for you, as long as you keep that in the center of you can weather the storm. And that's why Kill's able to do that. But he at that point where now his knees may be about to buckle and he need that second wind. So Dre was telling him, utilize your music and your gift to push through this moment now. It'll give you new life and a new breath and even to change your mental health. You know, so that's basically what we were telling them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he going to be all right, man. I just wish he can get somebody can get to Dre something and remind him of that interview with Travis Smiley. So it'll give him a whole different perspective in his mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he needs that. But we on top of it. So we speaking in the atmosphere. So it's going to be on point.
That's what he asked for. He said he want the word to get out. He wanted to get out. And that's what we doing. We're going to keep putting it out there. We're going to keep putting it out there. We're going to keep putting it out there. You know, no stop, all gas, no brakes. I mean, we on God time. So, you know, as long as we got a opportunity, a different day, you know, new life, new breath, we're gonna keep speaking the same old thing until it's in reverse. And still until we see Kels come up out of them gates, and like you say, that torque, that motion, they got to the end of this month to respond.
80.
And if they don't respond by the end of this month, then Jennifer can file it publicly, and we'll know who Officer A is within the next month or two.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to give it up. But I'm telling y'all, Officer A is gonna be the key to R.Kelly. It's gonna be another key to R.Kelly's freedom, because he shouldn't be incarcerated. First of all, he shouldn't be incarcerated. But Officer A and what her actions were so egregious that her action is, and they know her actions is going to cause for this man to be released.
Right. They just milking as long as they can. That's all it is.
That's it. They could have told. They could have told who Officer A was when Jennifer first filed the motion. But they gonna hold and wait out that 5. He said they got up to 5 months to do it. They gonna wait till 5 months is over with. Then they gonna make her file it in public. Then they probably have another 5 months. So that's a whole nother year of waiting. Just to tell us who the hell Officer A is. That's crazy how they play with somebody's life, man. But I keep on telling you, man, if you didn't give someone life, how the fuck can you take it away? So why y'all playing? Just holding on. Only God, they say God give it, God takes it away. Y'all motherfuckers ain't responsible for airing someone's body. The federal government ain't responsible for the oxygen we breathe.
Right.
But they feel like they can take it away, all because they want to break somebody. They want to break this man. Why, man? Why? And it's so sad. This is what makes me want to go live tonight, that our own people sit back and want to see our own people like R.Kelly be broken. They enjoy that this man fight for his life. Who celebrates shit like that?
Right. Because they're in a state of brokenness themselves, nephew, and they refuse to be free. They in a state of brokenness themselves. So they feed off of brokenness instead of trying to be healed. Because being healed and wanting to be healed requires oneself to take self-accountability. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna stay on this. That way I can push the blame and get all upset about somebody else where it deflect where my real suffering and pain is. And that's anybody that's celebrating that, it's because they broken themselves. They got unresolved issues themselves. You know what I mean? They got bitterness and angry. And that's a dangerous place to be in because you can be manipulated and extorted and exploited and just used as a pawn, as we've been seeing.
You know, they can celebrate, but like you say, when them people did what they did to Christ and they celebrated and they went back to see was he still there, and
Right.
everybody that went was confused as to where
Yeah.
the hell did he go.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
much so, even when the guards witnessed what had happened, and the angel, they witnessed what happened and came back and made the report. Their character was so messed up that they even went against what their own eyewitnesses saw for themselves and lied just to take a bribery. See, poor character does that. Poor character does that. When you got good character,
it's crazy, man. It's so crazy that people pray and people embellish and celebrate others' downfall. You know, especially see, it's one thing for someone to be guilty of something, but for someone to be falsely convicted, falsely charged, for someone to be, you know, put on display, publicly lynched, you know, and for people to celebrate this shit and laugh about it and boast about it. Come on, man. And the thing that's so crazy, out of all the people who'd have done wrong by Mr. Kelly, they have mistreated this man, have stolen from this man, have took from this man, you know, this man still have yet to say one negative thing about these people. He have yet to have one negative thing to say publicly about these people. For his ex-wife to take his children and turn his children against him. Man, when you going through something like this, what this brother is going through, man, your children is that hope. Your children is your reason why, man. You ain't gotta like me. You ain't gotta talk to me. You ain't gotta be in the same vicinity as me. But don't take my children away from me because my children is who I do it for. This man shouldn't have to fight to have a relationship with his children. And his children shouldn't have to be in a position where they got to pick and choose, where they have to pick and choose if I want to take mama's side or if I want to take daddy's side. When it comes to children, children shouldn't be put in the midst of whatever's going on between the mama and the dad. All those kids supposed to know is this my mama, this my dad. Whether they together or not together, I want to go to my dad's house, I want to go to my mom's house, but the personal shit, the personal attacks, Drea, it's a lot of shit, Andrea Lee, that Robert could tell his kids about yourself, because a lot of the shit that you are proclaiming that he done, you participated in these acts according to some of these accusers. So Andrea Lee, you ain't no goddamn angel. But for you to turn this man kids and put all of this negativity in this man kids' head about their father, man, you know how much life. Do you know how much life? Do you understand how much strength that it would give R. Kelly for his kids to come see him on visitation? I mean, do you understand how much strength, how much life, how much hope it'll give just for this man to even speak with his children? I'm not saying that he don't speak with them, but I haven't heard anything. The last thing I heard that he was trying to have a relationship with his kids, and she wouldn't allow it. So many people speaking for this man. So many people speaking on his behalf. Who better to represent R. Kelly than his children? They are a direct reflection of him. His kids should be doing the press conferences. His kids should be doing the press runs. His kids should be on the news, bringing awareness. But I thank each and every one of y'all for coming over and hanging out with me. We're approaching 2 hours, so I'm finna get ready to get off here. I'm out and about right now, but I want to thank y'all so much for coming over. And tonight live, we're gonna go back in part 3, and I want to talk about R. Kelly, and I want it to be strictly focused on him talking to Dre about getting started in the music industry and how he created the R. Kelly sound. So tonight live, we're going to talk about how R. Kelly was able to create the R. Kelly sound. So, like I say, man, great interview. Shout out to Dre again. Shout out to R. Kelly for being strong enough to come out and speak on these subjects and talk about these things, because it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength, especially to speak on situations that you're going through inside these facilities when you still have to be housed inside of this prison. So, with that being said, shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are the best. Shout out to Jeff. Shout out to my brother Q. Shout out to my Uncle Muse. Man, we gonna try to get back here tonight and pick up where we left off on this conversation, because these are the conversations that has to be had. And these are the conversations that's gonna gain people to come over and want to know. You know, they're gonna want to seek more knowledge, because a lot of people have been misinformed. So we're gonna help them understand. You know. So with that being said, until next time, Big Vi signing out.